You've heard it everywhere. Just let it go. It sounds easy. It sounds wise. But when your chest is tight with sorrow, when your heart still echoes with someone's absence, when guilt, grief, or shame lingers like smoke, letting go feels impossible, and maybe that's because it's the wrong goal. In the West, we've turned "let it go" into a slogan, a shortcut to peace. But in Buddhism, the path is not to push pain away, it's to understand it, to embrace it, and then to transform it. Pain is not a mistake. It's not a flaw in your spiritual path. In many ways, it is the path. What if your suffering isn't something to erase, but something to alchemize? What if pain, when held with compassion, becomes a doorway, a sacred fire that doesn't destroy you, but refines you? This video is not about numbing. It's not about moving on. It's about moving through, with mindfulness, with courage, and with the ancient wisdom that pain, too, is a teacher. 1. Pain is not the enemy. It's the messenger. We spend so much of our lives trying to run from pain. We distract ourselves. We numb ourselves. We tell ourselves stories that it doesn't matter, that we're fine, that it's over. But the Buddha never taught us to flee pain. He never said pain was wrong. Instead, he asked us to listen, because pain is not your enemy. It's a messenger. It shows you where something is wounded, where something is unmet, where something deep inside you is still asking to be seen. When your heart breaks, it is not breaking you. It is breaking open. There is no lotus, the Buddha taught, without the mud. That means your sorrow, your grief, your fear, they are not mistakes. They are gateways. When we stop seeing pain as something to banish and start seeing it as something to meet with wisdom, everything changes. Ask yourself, what is this pain trying to teach me? What truth have I avoided? What part of me is calling out for attention? Like a monk listening to the distant ringing of a temple bell, we don't cover our ears. We listen, fully, quietly, with respect. Because when you do that, when you truly allow yourself to feel and not flinch, pain becomes something else entirely. It becomes the start of healing. 2. Meet it with compassion, not control. When pain rises, our instinct is to fight it. We tighten, we fix, we try to take control. We say, I shouldn't feel this anymore. This shouldn't have happened. I need to get over it. But Buddhism offers a radical alternative. Stop fixing. Start holding. The Buddha never promised a life without suffering. He promised a path to meet suffering with awareness and with compassion. That begins not with running from your pain, but with turning toward it. Sit with it. Breathe with it. Welcome it like you would a lost part of yourself, scared, alone, and longing to be seen. Hatred does not cease by hatred, the Buddha said, but by love. This is the eternal law. That includes self-hatred. That includes the way we hate our own sadness, our weakness, our pain. So try this. Place your hand on your heart when it aches. Not to suppress the pain, but to say, I see you. I won't abandon you. This is the essence of Buddhist compassion, not just for others, but for the tender, trembling parts within yourself. The more gently you sit with what hurts, the more it softens, not because it disappears, but because it's finally allowed to be. And in that sacred space, pain begins to change, not through force, but through love. 3. Let pain break the shell of the ego. The pain we feel often threatens the image we hold of ourselves, the strong one, the unshakable one, the one who's moved on. But pain doesn't care about your image. It cares about what's true. And truth is often uncomfortable. It shatters illusion. It breaks down the protective shell we've built around our identity, our ego. But here's the paradox, that breaking isn't destruction, it's liberation. The ego says, I shouldn't feel this way. I should be stronger by now. They shouldn't have done this to me. But the Dharma whispers, everything that arises passes away. Nothing is mine. Nothing is me. Nothing is permanent. Pain strips away the story. It reveals what's underneath. Not a broken person, but an open one. Not a victim, but a witness. When the shell of who you thought you were begins to fall apart, you begin to experience who you've always been. Spacious, aware, free. This is not spiritual bypassing, it's spiritual unfolding. Your grief, your loss, your heartbreak, they are chisels. They carve away what is false, and what remains is your original self, still, quiet, awake. 4. The real letting go is letting go of resistance. We're told to let it go, but most of us don't know what it even is. We think it means letting go of the memory, or the pain, or the person who hurt us. But in Buddhist practice, letting go isn't about forgetting. It's not erasing the past or pretending it didn't matter. It's about letting go of something subtler and much heavier: resistance. Resistance to what happened. Resistance to how we feel. Resistance to the fact that we're hurting at all. The Buddha taught that suffering isn't created by pain alone. It's created by our refusal to let pain simply be what it is. When you say, "This shouldn't have happened. I shouldn't feel this way," you build walls around your pain. But when you say, "This hurts, and that's okay. This is part of my path," you stop tightening the grip, and in that moment, pain starts to move. Letting go doesn't mean you condone what happened. It means you release the illusion that you can rewrite the past. It means you stop using all your energy to hold the wound shut, and instead you let it breathe. 5. Turn pain into practice. Pain is not the end of the path. In Buddhism, pain is often the beginning. The Buddha didn't awaken in spite of suffering. He awakened because of it. After leaving behind comfort, luxury, and distraction, he sat beneath the Bodhi tree, face to face with the ache of the world and of himself, and he made a vow: "I will not rise until I understand suffering completely." This is the essence of turning pain into practice. Not avoiding, not escaping, but engaging. Every moment of discomfort can become an invitation to be still, to observe your mind, to breathe with what you'd rather ignore. Ask yourself, what can this pain teach me about attachment, about expectation, about who I believe I need to be? Let your heartbreak become the doorway to deeper compassion. Let your anxiety teach you about impermanence. Let your frustration point you to the craving behind it. Pain becomes practice when it wakes you up, not when it wears you down. Each time you meet suffering with mindfulness, you reshape the very mind that once recoiled from it. You carve new neural paths of patience, compassion, resilience. Your suffering is not your failure, it is your fuel. The Buddha never taught us to live pain-free. He taught us to live pain-aware, to bring presence to what aches, to meet our wounds like an old friend at the door, not with fear but with kindness. Letting go was never about forgetting. It was never about becoming untouchable. It was about becoming real, real with your emotions, real with your humanity, real with the world as it is. And in that honesty, something transforms. Pain becomes wisdom, grief becomes tenderness, and your suffering becomes your most intimate path to awakening. So don't numb what hurts, don't rush to escape it. Instead, breathe with it, bow to it, walk beside it. Because every step you take with awareness is a step toward freedom. And when you learn to hold pain with compassion, you don't just survive it. You become someone who can light the way for others still lost in it. If this message touched your heart, subscribe to Buddhist Wisdom for more ancient truths to help you live fully, love deeply, and awaken clearly.